The people who settled here from Europe didn't come with land on a boat.
This land conversation is a farce.
What about the colored people and land? When we ask questions like what about the Khoisan being the first people, and what about the fact that it was their land that was taken away, our government can't answer those questions.
There needs to be an acknowledgement of the First Nation people. There needs to be an acknowledgement that these were the people that was here before. And these are their descendants, are you and me.
Whether you're from any indigenous South African group, you are indigenous black South African.
Something that's pushed a lot by colored people, but also by our white compatriots, who are pushing this agenda that, no, but why should we give the land back? Because, if we really should give the land back, then, the blacks must also give back the land to the Khoisan. That's a very wrong concept for me. It's a very problematic thing because it doesn't speak to the history.
The 1913 Land Act was an act that was adopted by a pre-apartheid government in 1913. It was the Native Land Act, which barred native black African people from owning any land.
Before Europeans arrived in Africa, there were no borders. There's no such thing as a border. There were no countries. It was one tract of land and that was it, and we shared the land.
There's no point in giving a land to somebody regardless of color. Giving them a piece of land, regardless of where the land is, and they do absolutely nothing with it, and it just deteriorates.
We have enough land, we have enough resources, so why do we say that land needs to remain with a minority in the name of food security?
When we now finally realize that we can claim the land that our uncles and so Oma Grootje and Opa Grootje that were a part of that land, that owned that land, we are still antagonized by the Boere. We're still told, yeah, but this isn't your land. So the process is very difficult because you have to prove to them, yeah, but this is ours.
I don't think that people will get their land back. Do you know what I mean? It's too valuable.
My granny can show you where she stayed in District 6. She can show you the place that she stayed. She said to me, I stayed there, and they threw me out, and they threw me into Losebos, Elsis River.
To sit back, to go, oh my God, I'm actually never going to get to own that lekker kwaai house that I see on top billing. That's actually not for me, and it never will be for me. And once you get to that, and then you question, why won't it be for me?
Is it in the public interest for 1 or 2 or 3 individuals in a neighborhood to own multiple properties and to rent it out and make lots and lots of money, whilst other people are struggling to access decent and safe accommodation?
I do believe the land must be nationalized. I do not believe it can be nationalized appropriately by the current order.
And that worries me because it feels like there's a lack of transparency around the intention of the process and what it would look like once the process has been implemented.
Do we expropriate land and still have a system whereby the people that own land are largely just men? How do women access land rights, and how do they exercise their right to access land?
Can you quantify a person's dignity? No, it's priceless. So how can an amorphous, ethereal, somewhere out there market dictate how much land costs? And land equals dignity.